because pretty lights and sparkles, and welcome to Vegas for round 4 of the 4th season of FVC2, coincidentally on the 24th of August. It's not quite 9, it's 9, but we got close. I have absolutely no idea what to expect from this track. I have done a few laps on my own, and I thought it was a great track to drive. Other people do not think the same. There's some movement there in, I want to say that's AlphaTauri. Let me just rebalance the audio slightly. Waiting to see who comes out on track first. We'll get lap later on. Can't see any cars. Oh, someone's out. Dorado, first car, AlphaTauri. Let's see. Dorado not quite confident in that car tonight, but we will see what happens here. Oh, I'm liking the views from these cameras, I'll give it that. This is my first real exposure to Vegas on this game. Haven't even looked at it before today. Glass won't qualify last. We will see. She has done practice, so you never know. There is a whole gaggle of cars back there. Apex, one of them. I'm going to assume that is Halo and SAS. Someone's gone straight. That's Halo. Car looks A-okay. Now here's the thing with Vegas. There are some very, very long straights on this track. This being the longest of the 3. You can get up to about 221 miles an hour is the number I've seen thrown about. I've got 225 with the overtake. Will be very interesting to see what happens here. Yellow flags for SAS, who looks to have gone straight. Car seems okay, so let's get back on board with Dorado. Last corner now, again, another flat one through to start the first lap of the night. What are we looking at here from the AlphaTauri? Yellow flags ahead. Pixels also going deep. Now, Dorado on the lap. We'll have to be careful here. Make sure that we don't get caught up into the back of, I want to say that's Rosenquist. Alpine also going straight. Quite a few cars running into issues there then. Yeah, AlphaTauri playing a little bit conservatively through there, maybe not maximising all of the track surface. Though this early in the session, there's no need to risk the car in such a manner. Again, leaving a little bit to be desired there through the middle of Sector 2, but we come now onto the massive back straight, DRS wide open on the AlphaTauri. Let's see what gets done this time. Loses the rear end a little bit through there, but otherwise keeps it out of the wall. Runs the line now, well, runs the final corner, but at this point they are the same thing. Hooks then nicely on that inside curb. It's a 34.6 to open. Apex will be the next car to line for Alfa Romeo, I believe. Well, next car to finish a lap at least, anyway. Last corner now. It's a 31.9 jumps up the table. That's a very good lap, as per my understanding. Weepy the next car to line for Alpine. There's an AlphaTauri in tow of Curly, who will be coming through to start a lap. Looks tidy, but what will the time be? Final corner now goes just ahead of the AlphaTauri, half second up the road. Both halves to the line next. Halo will lead Alexi. No, Alexi will lead Halo, even Alexi second, 33.8. Halo 5th with a 53.1. Not sure what happened there. Red Bull of Psycho also comes through, 34.6, just behind the AlphaTauri. Definitely a track to have practice on, it seems. pixels coming through on a lap for Aston Martin, though. Looks to have just fished that car at the barrier or a runoff area, not sure which. We will see. There will be a run to the line. Goes fourth with a 34.5. Other Alfa Romeo will be next. No, it won't be. Demon off at turn 1. Who is that next then? Must be the Ferrari. No Ferraris. Must be Apex. Coming in on the lap. Doesn't seem to have much fuel in that car, though. Finnel also coming in, off an outlap. Unku coming through on the outlap. Should actually be starting a lap now. We do start one. Though Curly will be the next car to the line, I believe, to finish a lap. I'm sure something we've got no Harris in them tonight. Run to the line will be a 33.1 for the AlphaTauri. Now, who comes next? It should be Unku. We're in the middle sector now. HP8 retires. That is an unfortunate place to go off. I think that car has gone straight. Let's get on board with Curly and see if we can pick out the stricken McLaren. Ooh, understeering off there into the barrier. That's an unfortunate one. Looks like it could have been from an inside lockup, maybe. Locking up an inside right. Onside right? Of course the right's an inside front, I should say. Hopefully they will have cleared away that debris nicely for Halo to come through, though there is an in-lap by the looks of things. Back on board with Unku as they just set up to get to the end. Rear of the car is incredibly unstable. That is unfortunate. Maybe try upping your differential? I'm not sure. There's not much you can do. Well, you can either up the differential or just take off some front wing and see what happens. Because I think we have Parc Fermé on. Or just drop the tyre pressures. That also works. Run to line Franco. It's a 33.4. Slots in just behind Curly, just ahead of Alexi. These two have been teammates before in a couple races here. Notably Haas in Spain. Rosenquist picking their way through the middle sector here. Ooh. Struggling with the rear end there on the power. Does however go purple to the first sector though. That is a lot of lag there from the 84. Game camera, you gonna do things, or are we gonna look at that nice Marshall? Thank you, F1. Run to the line. No, not sure why that car is so laggy. That may be something to watch for tonight. Runs to the line now for the Alpine. It is a 34.5. Slots in just behind their teammate of Weepier. That car is nothing. Whoa. The game has absolutely no idea what's going on with that Alpine. It is certainly a sight. Sass will be the next car. Never mind. Sass bins it off into the barrier. We'll have to watch for Finnel there. Seems to be an exact replica of what HP8 did through that corner. We'll have to wait for the Alpine of Rosen to get past. Now then, what lap time will Finnel set? We've seen some glimpses of pace from this driver, especially in earlier FVC2 seasons. Quite notably FVC2 Season 3, purple to the first sector. Part of me is starting to wonder, is that some kind of bug or not affecting us here with timing? Now, run down the perilously long straight here in Vegas. What will it be for the Mercedes? Why do we even talk about down the straight? It's such a long straight. And I don't have many filler topics this time. Could have pushed it a little bit closer to the wall, but maybe hesitant to. Looked a little bit thrown off by that first curve of the section. But there will be the run to the line for the Mercedes driver. What are we looking at here? It will be a 1:33.9, puts them 5th, just behind Alexei, just ahead of Weepier. Now, Sass would be next, but after an unfortunate incident into the wall, will have to come into the pit lane. It almost looked like she wasn't there. Now, Bayless is the mark to beat this season. As Apex goes around in the background trying to, that was not Apex, sorry, that was Demon going around trying to set the lap. Now, what will Bayless set? One of the quickest drivers in the season by a long way, has had some titanic battles with Apex, but is currently leading the driver's standings. It's the last set of meaningful corners on this track, I would say. Keeps it very tidy. This should be a good lap from the Williams driver. Expectations are very high of him this season. It will be a 1:31.9, goes 5 milliseconds ahead of Apex, who is also going to prove 4/10 up, towing the Red Bull along. The Red Bull being Psycho, I believe, in this situation. Both cars on a lap. We'll have to be careful of the traffic coming up. Apex pushing all the way to the wall, using all of the track that is available to him. Nicks the wall though, hits it harder on the outside. We'll have to try and run it to the line. What will it be? Demon pulls into pit lane there to the, what was the right hand of your screen. Apex 31.7 goes 2/10 ahead of Bayless. Bayless, who is now invalid on this lap. I'm wondering what's happened there? Rosenquist with a spin through the final set of corners. And Halo, no, not Halo, might have been Alexei going off at turn 1. One of the Haas's was off there during that lap. It must be Alexei, given that car does not have a front wing anymore. Yeah, it's looking like a strong showing for Williams this session, I must say. Bayless second, Unku fourth. It's a good place to be. Yellow flags as Alexei goes straight. Might have been yellow flags for Alfa Romeo as well. Halo gets past Alexei. Alexei into the wall, though can't damage that car anymore without taking off a wheel. Though gets away with the hit, that's the main thing. Weepier on the outlap. Finnell also exiting the pit lane. Ooh, that is a nasty pit lane to get out of on cold tyres. That might be an issue in the race. Pixel's also on the lap. On the invalid lap, I should say, coming into the pit lane with who I believe to be Apex. It is. Our Haas in the background is Halo. They'll be coming through to finish a lap. Let's see what gets posted here in Qatar. 37.3 jumps to P12. Last of the drivers that have times on the board, though Sass and Demon still to run. It looks like APA will be starting from the back of this field after an unfortunate incident in turn 3, I want to call that. Not sure which one it actually is. But, you know. Ooh, those new boards. Didn't see those before. Someone's been off. That's the AlphaTauri of Dorado complaining about the rear end. Front right end plate is missing. I assume we'll see that car come in then before it goes to set a lap. That's an Aston Martin that's gone off the road up there. Sass losing a wing at the final set of meaningful corners on this track will be caught by Dorado, I would say, who is also struggling with that one. Well, actually, Dredd has a little bit more of a wing than Sass does. And by a little bit, I mean most of the wing. Just have to be careful not to cause an incident here. Both have tires coming into the pit lane together. Halo coming through on an invalid lap. I presume this will be an in-lap. With only 3.25 minutes to go, I would not be surprised if it was. Though seems to be staying out. Wants to just push on to the end of this session. We'll need to charge up that ARS though before a final run. Lots of movement down there at AlphaTauri. Finnell coming through on a lap, as is Weepier. Weepier will be the first of the line, but is 4.2 seconds down, though Finnell 4/10ths up. Let's see what goes down here in Vegas. 4/10 of improvement will just about move him up to 5th ahead of Alexei. Yellow sector 1, that's for Halo, I would say. That car, not sure if it's been in the wall or just down a runoff. We will see now. Wing is still attached, so it looks like a runoff. Weepier comes in. Finnell will be the next car to finish a lap. Jumps 3rd with a 35, 1.3 seconds of improvement, though not enough to touch those top 2 who are in a league of their own. Lots of activity there in the first sector. Slow Mercedes involved. Finnell letting a couple of drivers go through, maybe trying to charge that ARS, unsure. Just Unku, though, is on a lap for Williams, who'll be coming through into the 3rd sector now. The Williams ahead of, I assume, Alexei will be coming through to start one. We'll have to be careful not to impede here. Braking slightly earlier for those last other corners than maybe is advisable, but getting it through is an important part of this. Alexei pulls off. No, that's not Alexei, that's Halo. Alexei not leaving the pit lane to go for an improvement. Speaking of improvement, Uncle improves by 5 milliseconds. It's a 33.4. Maybe a little bit too hesitant through that final corner. What's going on there with that Alfa Romeo bunch? Both of them off the track at once. What are they doing? Demon pulls off to let Apex go by. Apex is going to struggle to get a good start to this lap. And Demon's going to be caught by an awful lot of traffic as he comes into the pit lane. Apex comes through to start the lap. The AlphaTauri does as well in tow. That must be Curly. There's an Aston in there somewhere too. I want to say that's not Pixels, that is Sass. Sass yet to get a valid time on the board. There's an Alpine behind of Rosenquist. Rosenquist goes round, Sass into the wall! Ooh, that's a big crunch. Both sides of that front wing missing on the Alpine as the Williams of Bayliss comes by us. As the Aston Martin of Pixels. Session ends. Now, what will Apex get on this board? Unku coming through to finish a lap as well, but it's 6.5 seconds down even. So it'll be the Alfa Romeo that we are watching first. Final set of proper corners now for Apex. Let's see what happens. Run to the line now will take some tow from the Williams. Williams into the wall. Apex 31.5. That must be very scary seeing Unku there. Unku throwing it into the wall to get out of the way. Bayliss will be next. Bayliss will not be next. It's the Aston Martin next as Bayliss pulls into the pit lane. Pixels. No, that's Sass coming through to have time for 41.2. Curly looks to be in trouble here. Lets his teammate go through of Dorado, who jumps to 8th. Who is next to the line? Pixels will be next, though slowing down. Pulls into put in, as does the Rebel of Psycho. Rosenquist there in the background. The Alpine with no wing will bring it round to the line. And that appears to be the conclusion of qualifying. quite a few drivers saying that they hit the wall that time. So, it has been a very eventful qualifying session here in Vegas. Quite a few instances, not many wheels taken off though. It is Apex who comes out on top, and he will be accompanied by championship rival ERL Bayless in the Williams, the championship leader, alongside. Finnell goes from 3rd, and 4th down goes to Curly, Pixels, Unku, Alexi, Dorado, Psycho, and Weepier. 11th down goes to Rosenquist, Halo, Sass, Demon, and HP8, who were both unable to set a time there at the end of the session. Sass goes 13th, not last nor second to last. It's a good showing from Aston Martin with Pixels up in 5th. Also good showing from Williams, 2nd and 6th. I believe that is the highest driver pairing out of this set. Here we go. Welcome back to Vegas. It is a very special race here with a curved starting grid. This one should be interesting. It's Apex who took pole in a very eventful qualifying session and will be joined alongside on the front row by his championship rival, ERL Bayless, the championship leader, and both of them looking at different strategies. I would go on board with Apex's strategy to get on the mediums with an early safety car, but Bayless might be cooking something. There is a reason why he's the championship leader. Second row went to Fiddle and Carly. A good showing from both of those drivers. We've seen some good pace from Carly this season. There are a few instances that cannot be repeated. On the third row is FV, Pixels, and Unku. A very good showing from both these two. Pixels with his highest qualifying position in a very long time. Definitely highest of the season. Joined by Unku in the Williams. Again, good pace from Unku. Could be looking finally claiming some good points here in the FVC. The row behind goes to Alexi and Dorado. Once again, pretty good pace from both of these guys. Got to be careful to keep it out of the wall. Dorado has been struggling with the rear end, we've been told. But it all depends on what happens here in Vegas. Row 5 goes to Psycho and Weepier. Not much to comment on here. Both drivers on the mediums, but it is Weepier's teammate, Rosenquist, who leads that 6th row down in 11th, accompanied by Halo, who unfortunately has been running into a few technical issues this race. Behind them is Sass and Demon. Sass having an unfortunate qualifying session. Demon unable to set a time, though may have pace. It's yet to be known. HP8, also another driver who we don't know the pace of, crashed pretty early in qualifying, and we will see. Reports in chat that Apex has just said it's time to get his first win of the season, so he won't win as he's just cursed himself. That is, to be fair, how it is likely to go, Williams. Couple drivers struggling with the rear end there. Finnell trying to get those tyres warmed up. Now this starting grid is very interesting. It's the curved starting grid, the only one of this season, I believe. I think the only one on the actual calendar, but, you know. Sass gets qualified for a collision with Rosenquist. Oh, no. Not what either of them will want. Neither driver going to be very happy with that, as Apex come through to do his burnouts. Let's get lined up here in Vegas. I always forget how curved this starting grid is. Psycho gets qualified for bad parking. Everyone else seems to be okay. Halo will coax it in AI. Most drivers trying to straighten up as much as possible as we jump to the front here. Blue flags already flying. But it is 5 lights here in Vegas. We are underway after a long hold. The Haas gets a pretty good start of Halo there. But up front it is Apex who holds the lead ahead of Bayless. Bayless will be struggling to hold their 3 right behind. Unku having a look to try and gain some positions, gets 1 out of it, 2 out of it, 3 out of it. Unku into 3rd. It's a double Williams podium. Will be fighting with Finnell. Yellow flags out behind. That's for Dorado, who's been spun. You know, up front though, we are still getting away with it. Now a lot of slipstream is going to come into play here. A lot of DRS passes. Pixels falls to 7th now, gets passed by Alexi. Will hold around the outside or into the wall. Not sure if that car still has an end plate, but we'll have the Alpine on his inside. End plate seems attached, but might be damaged into the outside wall now. Not good things for FV Pixels here. Meanwhile, up front, it is hold position for these lot. Psycho in trouble is backwards. Not sure if there was contact involved in that or not. Sass, though, seems to have her wing attached. Now, Fiddle and Curly is the next fight going on. Fiddle and Unku even. Slight Delta Good. Someone's gone straight there back there. That's HP8 who's gone straight. Demon involved. Something big has happened there. Rosenquist retires. Something very bad has happened there. Virtual safety car is brought out. I have a feeling someone has locked up going into that corner and gone straight through. Who locked up there? Full safety car is now deployed. It's all gone to carnage. Pixels and HP8, so Pixels the reason that McLaren went straight. Carly in the pit lane. Not sure if that's for a new wing or just a fresh set of tyres. Rosen and Sass reportedly getting together again. HP8 also in for a new wing. Unsurprisingly, Alexi is too. HP8 retires. Bad things have occurred here in Vegas. Some drivers already striking unlucky. HP8 and Rosenquist especially. Pixels does survive his incident. Boxes onto hards. Fits a new front wing as well. Not what Aston Martin will be looking for tonight. Sass up to 7th. Good start for her. Getting through the carnage nicely, it seems. Now, I have many questions about what has gone on back there. They've gone 4 into turn 1, I've just been told. Fantastic. Well, it's Vegas. Someone was always bound to try their luck. Shouldn't be too much longer till we are back underway here. Yeah, I saw HP8 go straight in the background. Pixels though was reportedly involved. I don't know if Pixels locked up and pushed the McLaren forwards or something. But either way, it looked like a classic case of bowling as Demon spins on the safety car. Pixels also going straight. HP8 making contact with Psycho, I see. So HP8 and Psycho getting tangled up. Maybe Pixels not in the instant we thought he was in. So, Bayless coming into the pit lane. No, Bayless dumping the pit lane. Apologies for that. Now, why have we got some side-by-side going on here? That's Curly into the pit lane. Not sure what tyres he'll be looking at, but he'll be looking at some tyres nonetheless. Curious to see what he is aiming for here. Please don't be hard. Demon penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Curly maybe looking at serving a penalty. Now Pixels will have a drive-through to serve. Demon on the hards, Curly on a fresh set of mediums. I think just looking to clear penalties this lot. Should be a decent track to be on safety car because you've got some long straights. Shouldn't have to worry too much about people being silly in braking zones. Very interested to see the soft runners have not boxed yet, maybe holding out for a later safety car. But I would be looking to get on the mediums pretty early right now and just get that car to the end. You could do on mediums, I would say, maybe not on softs, but anyone on the softs could very easily box for a fresh set of mediums. Safety car may be in this time, might be close. Yeah, we should be in this time. So, let's see what kicks off here. Very, very shortly. Apex will have control over the start, barring any last moment crunches. Safety car is still out. No word about being in... there's no word about it being in this lap. Let's see what happens here. So, the safety car drives away, leaves Apex in control. Let's have a look. Let's have a gander. Bayliss will be trying to time it as best as possible. Did he just go alongside? Can't be going alongside here. You will get a penalty. Apex has gone for it. Now, Bayliss is going to be under threat from Unku. Unku may be trying to help Apex, may be trying to help Bayliss. Unsure. Will teammates or friendship come first here in Vegas? Unku will be looking to make the best of those softs while they have them. Psycho falling down the field further back, but up front, the battle for good points continues. Unku starting to lose touch. Yellow flags. Finnell goes out. Finnell into the wall. Gets spun around. Contact with Weepier there. No wheels coming off that mistake. So just a very blunt hit on the front. Full safety car comes out again. And there's a big gap between Unku and Halo. Now, can I invite Halo? I don't think I have them friended. I don't, unfortunately. Finnell not happy after the contact with Weeping. Now, will we see any of the soft around this box for mediums? I would say so. Apex is coming in. Bayliss, I assume, will be staying out, given he is on the mediums. Unku also... Unku dummies coming in at the last second. Must be careful of the pit line here. Halo's AI will stay out. Sass stays out as well, choosing track position over tyres. Couple drivers with penalties here. Apex, Pixels and Demon staying out. A lot of the cars further back in this field now coming in. Unku will be looking to follow through the field with Apex. Pixel will have to be careful of those tyres. Sass is on the podium, that is correct. She will have to hold it though and still has the pit stop to serve, but so do a lot of these cars. So we will see. Weepier will be leading the final three back to the safety car. I would say will be in next lap. A couple of these drivers opting for hards, which does surprise me. You should be able to make the distance on mediums. Weepier though without a wing once again. Not sure what's gone on there, but that car will be back into the pit lane. Probably at this point I would say for a fresh set of mediums, that's where you'd want to be. Safety car will be out for another lap. We have not had the call for it to go in as Bayliss leads. Halo's AI making it up into second. They're having some unfortunate technical issues with their VR. Halo's AI comes in as I say that. That is unfortunate. A couple of cars do. Alexi is one of them. Sass just inherits second now. Weepier in as well for a new wing. So, Sass up to second here for Aston Martin. Currently looking to take home some very good points for Aston, with Pixels down in 4th as well. It's a good showing for both Astons. Now, I am wondering, if I was someone like Alexei or Halo or even Unku, if there's another safety car, maybe boxing soft is an option. Because with the number of safety cars, you're going to inherit track position and you can save a lot of life on those softs. And I think this won't be the last safety car of the race, so there could be something in there making a risk and taking that soft compound tyre. Of course, depends whether you got one, depends whether you're on that you have a fresh set. But it could be something to try here in Vegas. You won't know if you don't try, and you gotta get lucky. So, we should be in this time. Sass will take us away in second. This will be good for Bayless to pull out a gap. But Curly will be very much looking to try and make a pass on Sass. Try and get up there, fight for the lead. Pixels will to follow through, but does have quite a hefty penalty, I would say. The drive-through penalty, 5 seconds for Demon. Safety car comes in this time. It is Bayless who is in control. Unku has gone live on Twitch. Just got notification for that. Not sure if they actually did just go live or if they've been live since the start of the race. But either way, we are approaching the final corner with Bayless leading. Bayless has gone. Now what can Sass do? Can she maintain position? Curly will be looking to get past very quickly. Moves from the back with Apex already up into 5th as Demon goes straight. Unku follows through for 6th. Everyone is clean for the moment. Curly and Sass get together. Sass to the outside wall. Curly maybe losing the wings as well. Pixels gets past. Sass down to 6th, 7th, 8th. 9th now. Pixels will be looking. Unku gets by. Apex already up into 2nd. Benefiting hugely from the carnage there. Not what Bayless will want to see in his mirrors. Someone looked sideways there. All kinds of moves. Psycho goes for moves on what looks like to be both the Haas's who are fighting. Halo's AI getting swamped. Someone sideways, Weepy sideways, maybe inspired by Pixels. Not sure what happened there. We have made it so, well, we're making it so far. I think this, if we finish this lap, it'll be our first racing lap of the night. Let's see what happens here. Pixels gets a bad exit. That will let Weepy come by. The hard runners definitely struggling. Though Pixels not willing to see this position go just yet. Pixels to the outside almost. Can't quite get close enough though. Psycho coming in as well. Could very easily be 3 well off his braking zone though. Weepy covering off the outside. What can Pixels... Psycho gets past Pixels. Pixels braking nice and early. Doesn't appear to have damage. So there's just raw hesitance. Hesitance even. Bayless goes purple with a 37 flat, but Apex 35.9 has already closed that gap to Weeper as a couple cars seem to filter into the pit lane. Pixels being one of them. Sass leaving the pit lane. No, Sass also coming in. So both cars picking up some kind of damage there. As Apex continues to hunt for the lead. Psycho is being hunted by Alexei. Unku also hunting Curly now. Let's see what goes on for position here. Is for the lead even. Apex and Bayless. Looked like Bayless could have hit the wall there. Seems to have gotten away with it though. It's gone from bad to worse for Aston Martin, falling immediately out of high places. Now what can Apex get done? Pixels going in to serve the drive-through there. That makes a lot more sense. Now, what can Apex do on Bayless? Pulls to the right-hand side. Pulls the outside as his teammate goes off in the background. So Apex gets ahead nicely for the lead. But can Bayless use the situation to try and get back past? Breaks earlier, maybe looking to size up a move coming out of these corners, or just doesn't have the tyres to cope anymore. That would appear to be the case. It is much more reluctant racing as Weepier retires through the final corner, that looked like. No, that's down the straight. Something has gone on there. And I'm not sure what. Where is that car? On the left-hand side. Something has gone on there. Contact with someone. Apex starts to run away with this lead as Kali and Unku get back to it. Not much between these two. 3 tenths, 2.5, 2 tenths, 1.5. Weepier leaves the session. Pixels now into the top 10 for points. Was that Bayless into the back of Apex? Or Unku into the back of Kali, even though... Sorry. Wing is attached, so something's gone on there. One more DNF and Sass gets points. That is correct, Williams. Maybe we've used our allocations to stage car, but I'd have thought we would have had one more saved up. And maybe that is what someone like Bayless is counting on. Demon takes a 5 second for corner cutting. Not sure what's happening there. Pixels 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Now, Kali and Unku. Unku does not have DRS. Unku does have DRS on the AlphaTauri. DRS has been enabled, sorry. Should be a fairly straightforward move to pull to the inside. We'll get it done before the braking zone, I should think that is the case. Double podium here for Williams so far. Apex purple, 35.7. All Apex has to do is bring that car home at this point. The pace is good to Bayless. Bayless still having to box. This could be Unku finishing second here. This is the overall fight for second between Unku and Kali. Let's see. Kali out wide. Unku just continuing to pull away, finding very good pace in that Williams. Psycho and Alexi also fighting in the background. Psycho to the inside. Was that contact? I'm not sure. With a deceiving camera angle. Unku just driving away from Kali now. Losing the back end there a little bit. All 3 of them. But Unku does break the DRS. Now, can Unku get past his teammate on track? Gotta be careful with Williams. Bayless still has to box. There's no point doing anything too stupid here. But Unku, within a second, might have DRS. Not sure if he was there at the detection zone. Demon brings out a yellow. No DRS on that Williams, so not quite close enough to their teammate, but may not need to be anyway with the pace difference. Demon takes a warning for his trouble. Unku, 6 tenths to the back of their teammate. 5.5 now. Bayless will be using the tyres as best he can, but Unku, having the advantage, has found some pace here in Vegas, has found the pace that has been evident all season. Bayless pulls into pit lane, not wanting to risk a fight between the Williams. Will have to get on the soft and recover as much as he can. Unku driving away into the distance from Kali has a nicely secure second, but it's so now for Tauri 3-4 as Williams, with a strategy blunder, are going to fall down the number of points. Gets held for a new wing as well. It's another mistake from Bayless this season. Not what Williams need to see. That's Demon without a front wing. Not sure why that's occurred. Maybe something to do with that penalty that was accumulated earlier in the session as Psycho and Alexi go for it now. Side by side for the pair. Alexi forced to take that side. Psycho leaves the space. Alexi holds position for the moment. We're seeing a lot of drivers struggle to get the power down through there, as Alexi will be pushing on, trying to maybe claim a podium here in Vegas. Demon retires in the pit lane. Someone's off. Was that Alexi? It was Alexi missing the corner. Hugely unfortunate for them. Now, Huddersfield pulling apart quite nicely. There are some battles still on the table. Curly starting to gain back on Unku a little bit. And Alexi will be looking to make progress on Bayliss. But this Williams has got to work double time to try and secure that double Williams podium. He's 25 seconds off the leader. And about, what's that, 17 off the podium place. But could be something that we see happen here. Purple to the third sector, so there is pace in that Williams. It's a almost certain double Aston Martin points here. But it's not what they want. Not after Sass being in second, Pixels in fourth. It's some mistakes that have not boded well for the pair. Bayliss is flying towards the podium this race, but may not be able to get there in time. Apex though holding good pace still. Bayliss is on the charge as Psycho and Dorado is off the track. Psycho inheriting very nicely there. That is not good things. Bayliss though claiming sixth. It's one less car to pass. Looked slightly disheveled there by that yellow flag. But was gaining on Curly quite a lot. 12 seconds between these two now. But Bayliss does have cars to pass. Bayliss purple, 34.9. Apex is going to see what's coming as Curly is in the pit lane, possibly for a new wing. Psycho up into third now. This gives Unku a very nice amount of breathing space. Now Bayliss just needs to find some time, and not very much of it at that. Needs about 5.6 seconds now. A podium is very much on the table for Williams, a double podium at that. Will be interesting to see what the dynamic is between the two Williams cars if Bayliss gets there. Will Unku drop back, let Bayliss go by for the title? Or will they prioritise Apex's title fight? Bayliss though, missing the right side end plate on that car. That will slow him down. Not sure where that got picked up. But it could be something to watch here. Bayliss now gets past Halo. Will only be 3.5 seconds back from reclaiming a spot on that podium. I highly doubt he will find himself up to his way up to Apex. But it's not impossible. .5 now to Psycho. In fact, I've misread the data completely. Bayliss will not catch Apex come the end of this race. Not without an Apex issue, and that is very unlikely. So then, what can Bayliss do? It's a second back from Psycho now. It's been a convincing charge back through after that strategy blunder. Is on the back of the Red Bull now. Pretty convincingly gets through, I would say. Will Psycho have an answer to that though? It's low on the RS. Psycho with no answer to the Williams pace. It's a double podium for Williams, but can Bayliss catch his teammate? Meanwhile, Carly and Alexi will be going at it, but Carly with a penalty. It's not looking great as Alexi goes wide. Seems to have kept out the barrier. Contact with Carly. Carly has no front wing anymore. Not sure how that came off. Not sure if that was contact with the horse or contact with the wall, but it's not good for AlphaTauri here. We could see Pixels come through to benefit. Pixels will come through to benefit. Unsure if SAS will or not. Things have certainly calmed down here in Vegas. Pixels would just be looking to get that car home now. SAS gets past Dorado. Dorado second penalty and taking a wing change. It's better points for Aston, but still not quite what we've seen them be able to do. Aston Martin, they get in the high places but at the wrong times. Now, Bayliss with just 3 laps to catch his teammate. What might happen here? 6.2. Be interesting to see if there's anything that occurs between these two. Looked like a little bit of a snap there. I don't know if that was just lag for Bayliss, but maybe cooking those softs a little bit too hard. Though that other Williams is in sight. Let's see. 5.5 split them. It might be tight come the end of this. Bayliss has got some very good pace. Now, is it enough to catch his Williams teammate? Once we get through this curve, you will see the other Williams up ahead. Bayliss will know, as will Unku. You can just about see it in the distance. We're definitely a little bit hesitant through those final set of corners. Gap is now 5 seconds. Scrapes the wall though, that can't be good for the wing nor the tyres. We'll be having to manage that end plate damage, not helping for tyre wear nor for turning. 2 to go now. .2, the gap might be equalising now. It could be a safe podium for Unku. And an even safer win for Apex. They're getting closer, but just not at the rate that Bayliss needs them, or may have backed off just trying to save the wing. Third is still good. And it's still good points as Alexi retires. Pixels will be next on the scene. Just shocked into the outside wall. Hugely easy thing to do. Hugely unfortunate thing to do. SAS will be trying to catch up to Carly, who's been in again. Seems to have taken a 3 second at some point. So if SAS can get within 3 seconds, there could be something to find there. Though Dorado will be catching SAS on the last lap of the race here. Apex has started it. And Bayliss doesn't have a wing anymore. It's a rare mistake. I was going to say rare, but it's a decently common mistake we've seen this driver make now. 10.5 to cycle, will be struggling to get that car home. It's not what you expect to see from the championship leader. And right now, Apex is going to be thinking, with another race like this could very much be my championship. Dorado now on the back of Sass. Let's see what happens between these two. Mediums versus softs. It's a click-off fight as Sass goes straight on in the braking zone. Opts to put it in reverse instead of flick spinning. Pulls it back out nicely, but falls down to Knight. It's about to be lapped by the race leader of Apex. Not what she would want to see at this point in the race. Bayliss, though, still closing on Unku. Unku just knowing that they can limp that car home now. Final few corners now for the Apex Miata. Let's see what happens. It's a big slide, almost dropping it into the wall, but keeps it gathered up nicely. Apex Miata, final corner now, comes through to finally win a race in FVC2. It's a win in Vegas at last. Unku will next to lead home a double Williams podium. Nowhere else left in that car, but it's a great result for Unku. AI did not like whatever that was, but Bayliss will be next. It's a double podium for Williams, Unku and Bayliss. Unku with a fantastic result. Bayliss retires across the line again. Psycho comes through now to take fourth, a good result for them too. Seems to be ahead of the retired Bayliss, so that is a timing glitch. Halo to fourth. Pixels now will be limping the Aston Martin home. It's not been a great race for either of the Aston Martins, so there were glimpses of brilliance once again. They seem to thrive in chaotic scenarios. Curly will be next to lead home in AlphaTauri 7-8. Just has to navigate through these final set of corners where we have seen that car lose a wing before. But it will not be anything to worry about in AlphaTauri. Curly comes home. Dorado will be next. With Sass already taking the finish in 9th for Aston Martin. Only 9 out of 15 drivers make the end here in Vegas, and it has been a very, very chaotic race. Halo takes driver of the day, despite being an AI the whole time. It's unfortunate, but technical difficulties do happen. So, it is Apex on the top side of the podium, joined by Unku and joined by Psycho here, but it should be Bayliss. And as well, there's no lights on this podium, as Unku's just pointed out. That's interesting. Not sure what's happened here. So clearly some kind of power failure. But it is the Apex Miata who comes out on top in Vegas, takes home 25 points and a nice gap on Bayliss. Unku joins Apex on the podium, a very good result from the Williams driver, some of the best we have seen in a while. A very good return, finally. Good points in the FVC race. Good things to come, I should think, from that driver. Psycho is reportedly here, but it should be Bayliss. I believe they crossed the line in 3rd. So Bayliss 3rd, followed by Psycho 4th, with Halo 5th, Pixel 6th, Carly 7th, Dorado 8th, Sass in 9th, Alexi 10th, with 11th down, going to Demon, Weepier, Finnell, HP and Rosenquist. 9th through 15th, not taking the... No, 10th through 15th, not taking the checkered flag here in Vegas. Some instance early on, some instance later in the race for Alexi and... Well, just for Alexi. This has been round 4 of FVC2 Season 4, and we will see you this time next week in Brazil.